We have now our dream airfield here at the Akron-Canton Airport. We've got 8,200 feet on our 5 2/3 runway. That's enough length to get us all the way to the West Coast and Mexico nonstop. So that's all the runway we're ever really going to need here at Akron-Canton Airport. And then now with the 119 improvements, we've got 7,600 feet on that, ILSs on both sides. So really we've got all of the capacity we're going to need to continue to grow for at least the next decade and probably two.
Some people might say, well, why do you need the longer runway to get to the West Coast? Once you get the plane up, can't you just step on the gas and go?
That's a good question. It's all about the weight of the airplane, okay? So it's a function of distance and weight. If you are going from here to Chicago, it's typically a lighter airplane. They don't need as much fuel on board, and so the airplane is just physically lighter. But when you've got a fully loaded 737 with fuel, baggage, and passengers going all the way to the West Coast, that's a heavier airplane, and that just requires more runway length to get it off the ground and to get it up into the air safely. And this is our signature project really for 2011. Because it's going to make the gate screening process a lot more relaxing, a lot more comfortable for our passengers, because it's just much more spacious, and it's much brighter, and we'll have an additional screening lane. So right now we've got 3 screening lanes, and we're going to go to 4 screening lanes, which will increase the throughput, the number of passengers that can get through, particularly during busy times. And in the morning, it can get busy here. And so we want to be sure that passengers are getting through and that we are keeping our promise to them to be a relaxing airport experience. So this is going to go a long way in preserving our brand and what we really care about, which is that passenger experience when they're here in our building. And all of this is driven by growth, and that's a very good point. We're very blessed that even despite the crazy economy and the uncertainty in the region's economy, we continue to grow. We continue to add more flights. Honestly, when we thought about this even 24 months ago, we had predicted slow growth here, maybe a modest 1 or 2% growth rate. But what instead we're experiencing is 5-6% year over year. We flip-flopped. We kind of put the food court on the other side of the main concourse and totally refreshed all of the concepts. So now we've got this beautiful, open area where you can enjoy a Great Lakes beer before your flight, or cup of caribou coffee, Subway sub, and it's in this great inviting area. Everybody can see it as soon as they come in, and it's just a great way to get refreshed before your flight. But the real purpose behind moving this here was so that we could increase the size of our gate screening area. Customers prefer having their food and their beverages, once they get through that gate screening process. It's a little bit more intense now than it was. But yes, it's important now for us to have food and dining options on both sides of that screening area. So on this side, it's actually our largest food court with the Subway, the Buckhead Grill, and the sports bar. But on the other side, so once we go through gate screening, you put your shoes back on, put your laptop back in your bag, and you can have a Cinnabon, you can go to Arby's. We've got a Great Lakes Brewing Company mini bar up there on the second floor. So when we were thinking about the CAC marketplace, what we wanted to do was to feature a lot of really cool, really local products.
Do you do that when you visit, whatever, I don't know, name of the city,
yeah.
Cheyenne? Do you want something from Cheyenne when you're there?
Absolutely, I do, yeah. And I'm always looking for that product that isn't just the little shot glass, right, or the coffee mug. What I'm looking for is a real product that's really a symbol of that community. So some of the wines that we have here have unique Ohio labeling, and people, the customers are really responding to these products and really seem to enjoy them.